that people use. So these are powerful influence. So basically in part one, I described the power of atom and the first domain and how it's like an explosive device, like a firecracker. And then then the second domain being like the sound the firecracker makes. So the second domain comes from the first domain as a result of the first domain is completed and finished. And so the second domain starts only after the completion. So the second domain exists separate from the first domain, and also as a result of its enabling or triggering off, or it doesn't exist if it doesn't trigger off. So the second domain needs the first domain to be powerful, meaning the sound of the firecracker that's made has no power, and it certainly can't blow anything up. The sound of the firecracker does not blow up. It's the firecracker that makes the sound that's already blown up. The power is in the firecracker itself, and the sound the firecracker makes has no power, but it does feel like it might. In fact, that's the crazy thing, is that you can certainly think of the second domain as just like the first, or even think it is the first, because it's so connected to the first and comes as a result of the first, that it won't come as a result of the first isn't there. So if you're a second one and you don't have the first one, you could be considered two as considered a second one. A second one is not to be seen as two. Although a second one is two, because of the first one is the first one, it's one, and then you have a second one, you'll also have the second one, you'll have two now. But the second one will be the second one, not two, because if it doesn't take the first, and it doesn't have to have it, you could have a first one that's in the first position, and a second one in the second position, and the second one in the second position is also just one and by itself. So how does two become two? Well, how does one become two? And how can a second one be considered two but not two? Well, that's does what the first one does, and the second one will try to be emulating the first entirely. Then the second one will not succeed in becoming strong. I'll have to get a new location, I think, or I'll try to get up here because where I'm at right now is a bad spot. All right, and I've